let's talk streaming services. I got a couple articles I'm going to put together here. One from about Spotify and one from Tidal. Changes that Tidal made recently. Tidal. Sorry. Lone says Tidal. We're going to go with Tidal.
𝐀𝐁𝐿. I don't know. Jay-Z said call it Tidal, so.
He's got Tidal for everyone.
Yeah, but he also sold all the stuff into it. So.
Oh.
That's a different conversation. Yeah. Get your monies, man.
Yeah, get your paper.
A conversation we already had, so listen to our previous episode about it.
Talk to him. So Tidal's brought new tiers and better monetization, quote unquote better monetization for artists. So there's 3 new tiers that they have revealed. One is called Free, the other one is Hi-Fi, and there's Hi-Fi Plus. Now the Hi-Fi Plus stuck out to me because it has, let's see, so it says 80 million plus songs, 350,000 video, like access to videos, is ad free, listen offline with unlimited skips, and up to 10% of your subscription will go directly to an artist. So from an artist standpoint,
well, an artist that you listen to.
The artist that you listen to, yeah, right. Sorry, thank you. Artist that you listen to, that's the highest one, the highest tier. So previous shows we've talked about streaming and when will it change or if it will change or, payouts. I think this is good from an artist standpoint, the fact that there's an option that you can, really get somewhat of a percentage, if you will, based off a tier. So with the Hi-Fi Plus, I like that. The other one is just...
I don't like it.
You don't like it? Why not?
I think they should just pay artists based upon what is streamed. So the other option here is what happens is, if you don't know, is there's a thing called Sound Exchange out there.
Yep.
And if you're not registered as an artist, what happens is a lot of actually there's multiple facets to this, but
put me on game.
The way that it worked. Well, I'm actually having 2 conversations at once, so let me kind of slow this down here a little bit. First of all, there is something that happens in streaming where they pay the most popular artist the most out of the pot right from streams, which is problematic. So this seems like it's trying to overcome and fix that, right? But I feel like the solution is to just pay a higher percentage to the artist based upon the percentage of what is streamed.
Versus this up to 10% model that they're...
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know. What's the... Why is it a good thing to pay... Let's say I listen to Maja 7th and Pete's Sake, right? Mm-hmm. And I listen to their album a lot, but I also listen to a lot of Jay Diff and Red August. And so 10% is going to go to them, but it's not going to go to them. Why wouldn't it just take the percentage of what is being played and giving it out equally? Why do I have to choose between this artist that I like and this artist I like, who I want to get paid?
Okay.
Yeah, pay if I listen to their song, pay them their half of a half of a half of a half of a half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But there's another thing. What I was saying with Sound Exchange is if you're an artist and you're not registered and you don't, if you don't sign up for it, there is money out there that just lingers and sits. That if you ever get music played on playlists or any internet radio stations and stuff, if you don't register, what happens is after a year or so, if you don't collect it, they put that pot into the major artist's pocket.
That's just eating.
So they're eating off.
Shout out to
all the small
Drake
people.
and Taylor
Register.
Swift.
Royalty socialism?
Corporate socialism.
Okay.
Yeah, Lone explained to me what he actually just talked about. I was blown away because he actually found, he talked about this before, how you found, records that were spun on certain platforms that put a little money in there.
I didn't even know. I randomly... somebody told me about this a few years ago, and I was like, all right, let me register. We were collecting money from frozen liquor that I didn't even know about.
Yeah.
And
that came out.
They sent me a check 2009, 10, 11, 2011. So.
But you had to know
I'm
about
not mad
it
at that angle.
I had to know about it and check up on it.
And they're not going to tell you.
It's kind of like the unclaimed cash thing that
exactly
the state's holding money that you have. But if you never claim it, then
they give it to the bigger artists.
Yeah.
So do you think...
So I think it's a step back to your point. I think it's a step in the right direction, maybe.
See, that's where I'm coming from. I think it's going the right.
I like the free
direction.
option too, because I think the advertisements are educational pieces or something. I think they said
Free's got, as it relates to the list, it says good sound quality up to 160 kilobytes, and it has still the 80 million songs and limited.
And this is the free
limited
one?
interruptions. This is the free.
Because Tidal didn't have a free tier.
Now, that's
but
the
you know,
big
when
thing.
I hear 160 kilobytes, I was like, that sounds like the
It's-
MP3s.
it's a little higher
That's
than-
early
it's a little higher than
download
radio.
action.
Now on the,
Still higher
on the
than radio.
hi-fi option,
Everything that streams on YouTube or SoundCloud is 128.
Okay, so
On the
that
high-
makes sense.
on the hi-fi version, or the hi-fi tier, I should say, is up to 1411 kilobyte. They're trying to
So, and then the higher you go, you can shoot.
9216 on the
Yeah, I mean, you
the
can
hi-fi.
go full blown WAV file.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
For the audio files.
You got if you ever good
but that's
internet
been their
connection.
selling point for a minute.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
They pretty much all they really did was add a free tier for the most part.
And I think
and add some extra to the hi-fi.
Bells and
Plus.
whistles and this.
And I think but the thing that stuck out to me about it, because I was reading a little bit in the article, I think it says something about the specific types of ads were going to be, I don't know if it's like educational or it's going to be information about streaming services or something.
They got the hi-fi and the hi-fi plus have ad-free options.
I'm talking about the ads.
Oh,
though.
the ad. Okay, I see what you're saying. All
Like,
right.
what are the content of the ads?
The
I'm
content
I
of the
got you. I
ads.
got
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Sorry about that. I didn't read that. I didn't see that. That may be in the article that I pulled. So I don't want to say the wrong thing. I did not see that. I kind of went to the
Well,
tiers.
let me pull it up then.
Yeah, go ahead and pull that up. But the idea of artists getting paid to me is a step in the right direction. But I also understand your argument from standpoint of who gets paid versus what you click on. So
Ooh, and when do they get
and
paid?
when do they get paid? Yeah, and Terry, you pretty much saying it's just to
Add the free.
add
just,
the free option.
just like when what's it called? Spotify created it to where you don't have to have you don't have to shuffle the album anymore. That's one of the reasons I don't use Spotify, because I want to just listen to the album.
On your phone.
Yeah,
Oh,
on my phone, and they shuffled it around. And Adele came in and was like, if I want to change anything, then this is what I would want to change.
I was actually about to read her comment because
Before we jump really quick on the title
Yes.
thing, it says, while there will be limited interruptions, they are titled led and not from advertisers. So Tidal will be using the interruptions to educate consumers on the music industry.
I like that.
So that's interesting.
I don't want to
You
hear
know.
it, but yeah. I think
Right.
I was like, no, I'm just paying the $9.99 a month.
But nah,
Listen to NPR in my own time.
speaking to what Terry just said about Adele, she actually released a comment on Twitter, and it says, "This was the only request I had in our ever-changing industry. We don't create albums with so much care and thought into our track listing for no reason. Our art tells a story, and our story should be listened to as we intended. Thank you, Spotify, for listening."
You know what's crazy?
Go ahead.
So Spotify went ahead and gave her a P's on that,
Yeah.
but they still said they pretty much still kind of strong armed it, because now it says now you have to listen to the album in order. So now I can't have the option to shuffle it if I wanted to.
I don't think they removed the option, if I was reading correctly. I think they just made it default to you have to read that it goes in order. I think there's a setting where you can shuffle it still, but it might only be on the desktop version. I'm not sure, because if you have Spotify on your computer, you can listen to it in order. I do all the time.
Yeah, I
It's just
I
on the
never
phone.
listen to it on the computer.
Just on the phone.
Well, you know the worst story in the history of shuffling is, say you got it on
Cupid Shuffle? Nah, I'm just playing.
No, say you got
Don't
it on.
do that. Don't do that.
That's 14th.
had my my situation on 90s shuffle. I'm trying to just relive that era, and the thing is sometimes they'll throw a skit in there. You know, and that's it is what it is. But one time it threw a skit from Salt and Pepper's Very Necessary album, I believe, and the name of the skit is "I've Got AIDS."
Oh, wow.
Man.
You trust me, nothing busts up a 90s house party.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden a PSA at the end of a Salt and Pepper, and it's literally titled "I've Got AIDS."
Probably
That
didn't
didn't go
cancel
well.
for that.
He's got
Yeah.
AIDS.
Wow. They don't know nothing but what they
So
do. But
if there's any way you can block terms for your shuffle,
Yeah.
That'd be actually kind of a cool option, actually.
yeah.
To be able to filter.
yeah.
I mean,
Well, you can create your own playlists.
Yeah.
That's what I do at this point. Like
Yeah.
that's one of the things I like about Tidal is the flexibility as far as building your own playlists and being able to move things up and down. You know, I like that.
From a creative
I don't
side,
share playlists. Like some people are big into that.
Yeah.
From a creative side, I could see where Adele is coming from, because when you put a project together, you do think about.
I mean, it's
the
a
sequence.
vibe.
Yeah, it's a vibe. Like,
it's a vibe.
I'm not mad at it.
Projects are put out with a specific reason and in an order. We know that. Like when you sit down and make something, the intro is the intro for a reason.
Right. That's why Kendrick's Damn had a whole thing about listening to it backwards.
Right.
And people saying it still makes sense if you listen to it backwards versus listening to it forward.
Well, I remember when Jay-Z put out American Gangster, and this is when people were still buying records off of iTunes as opposed to just streaming them through Apple Music. You could not buy just individual tracks. If you wanted to buy American Gangster, you had to buy the whole album, because he said, I built this as a body of work.
Yes.
I didn't buy this for you to just listen
in the way it flows.
I'm with that though.
I'm with that. You have that option on your I mean, for people that don't know, that are randomly tuning in, but you know, I do run No Cosign Records right on the side, and when I put out a record to the distribution companies, you have the option of saying this is an album only, or you want it to be able to be, you can do individual.
Break
so
it up,
if you want to, you can do that. Even on Bandcamp, if you want, you can make it so people can't stream anything. You have to buy the album.
You give them one leak at the top, and you have to buy the whole album.
So I do like the innovation that's coming with all of this stuff too. Actually, to be honest, the free option for Tidal, I may start listening to Tidal now.
Yeah, I paid for Tidal for a while. I think what they're doing now too is with YouTube Music is a force, honestly, because you have the videos and the music. And then you have this other streaming platform coming into play that we had talked about maybe 10 episodes or so ago. So I figured that the ones that are already out here have to kind of switch up their thing in order to make them keep standing out versus this newcomer coming in trying to knock people out. Because at YouTube, when they ain't going nowhere,
YouTube's not going.
What's the Apple Music isn't going anywhere either. Those are safe.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, I don't think Spotify is going anywhere.
No, it's not.
I don't even think
Spotify's still the top dog.
I don't even think Tidal is. Well, YouTube's definitely the top dog, even though we don't talk about it because of the engine behind YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube is a beast, man.
It's like it's still, you got to realize YouTube is the #1 search platform.
Like with YouTube Music, you can literally take the music, build a playlist or whatever off the videos and user uploaded albums. Like even Murder Was a Case. You can't listen to that album. You can't find it like in a store or in an MP3 store, but users have uploaded that album and you can add it to your playlist from there and it'll still play.
And that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, I think it's probably YouTube. My personal opinion is YouTube, then Spotify,
and then
probably Apple.
Tidal after that.
Yeah, but you know,
I mean,
YouTube's just
monster.
It's just like we don't even talk about it. It's so good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So,
I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna sit here in front and be like, I don't listen to playlists. I got some. I make my own. You'll pluck songs from albums and put a bike ride list together or workout, whatever. But I do think there is something that is important to still rocking album as it was intended to be rocked. Like the nerd in me likes that. You know what I'm saying? I'm with that.
You have a Pilates and Monday Night Chill playlist?
Hey,
I don't have a Pilates and Monday Night
I've literally never liked listening to albums on shuffle though. It's for some reason it's a pet peeve to me.
I actually accidentally turned it on and it made me angry.
Yeah,
it's weird.
It made you. Wait a minute. It made you angry.
Look, because I'm used to listening to things in a certain order.
Yeah, I want to skip it in the same order too. So if I know I want to skip this next song, I'm
going to shuffle it to a song I didn't like. You know?
These are new old head problems.
Exactly. It is. Now, when I had my tape player, I never had to shuffle because I knew what I put on that tape.
I had to press down and fast forward for 2.5 seconds.
Them new age tape players would stop on the next one.
Yeah. I never had one of those. But yeah.
Oh yeah. If you
was living life when you got one of those,
man, talk to him.
Stop automatically on the next song,
and it'll stop automatically. Then rewind it, and you might hear the end of the previous song, but then you get all that next song.
My old tape player that I had growing up was a tape player. It was a dual deck tape player, so I could make like pause tapes and stuff.
You had an AWA?
I did eventually.
I was about to ask. He read my mind. Go
in
ahead.
Iowa. But yeah, eventually I did have one. But the one I had was 2 dual tapes, but it had a record.
Yeah.
Oh, you
okay.
So I could record from the record directly to the tapes too, which is pretty dope.
Let me ask y'all this: if you had a Walkman, what brand of Walkman did you have?
Isn't Walkman the brand?
Yeah, Walkman is
No, I had a
brand.
I had a Sony.
Yeah, because
Sony Walkman.
Sony Walkman.
Well, y'all know what I mean. Which one did you have of
the
the Walkman?
Sony Walkman.
Oh my God.
That's the only one you actually.
So it's only
have.
Sony Walkmans those are the only ones that came out.
Yeah, are you talking about portable CD players?
Or portable tape players.
Maybe that's what I'm talking about because those expanded some more.
Eventually, some other companies start
It's like
making.
That's what I'm talking
Because,
about.
you know,
iPods.
they
I had a Walkman.
It's like iPods. They're MP3 players.
Yeah.
My Walkman broke.
I mean, there wasn't nobody checking for the Zoom, but I mean, it was a good product. It was
Poor
just too
Zone
late.
just went to the digital cemetery.
graveyard. How long did that mug last?
It was putting up a fight for a little while.
Yeah,
Little
I remember it had a tuner. I think it was an
A radio tuner.
yeah, like
Radio
an
tuner,
AM
yeah.
tuner.
I had an Iowa CD multi-disc.
Yeah, you was doing it when you had that Iowa though.
Yeah, you said with the joint on top.
6
Five or six, yeah, and then had the tape player below.
Yeah.
Oh, you definitely was balling.
with
It was a
bass
birthday
boost.
gift.
Yeah, nice little
Oh,
bass
yeah,
boost.
bass
on it.
boost. You was getting it.
Yeah, buddy.